I'm super excited to share this with you because I think it's going to be a little bit different than you might expect reporting to be for a digital marketing agency. So a bunch of years ago, as my agency started to grow and expand, we started offering digital marketing services. The need to report to our clients of what actually we were doing and the results we were showing them became more and more apparent. And so I would do like a lot of other people did is I set up like automated reports inside of Google Analytics. I found other tools that could create reports for me. And I would be like so excited just to have those emails automatically going out, and clients never looked at them, right? They never really peeled them apart and translated what I was reporting to them into results. You know, the thing is that in a lot of cases, you know, what we're sending out looks like this, right? You know, imagine being a client. Okay, this is Google Analytics reports, right? I just did a Google image search for that. Or like, you know, there's other reporting tools that have like all these different things going on to like, you know, even white label options out there that it automatically pulls in all these stats to show our clients what's going on with things. And that's cool and all, but I'll tell you, most clients don't look at them. They don't really digest what's there. And the most important part is they're not looking at these pretty graphs and numbers and translating that into, I want to keep working with you, or I think that you're doing a great job. And I get to, and I still want to pay you to do the work. And what would happen is I'd send out these reports, and people would cancel, right? And I'd be like, "But what do you mean? Like, look at the reports." They're like, "Oh, yeah, I haven't had time to look at it," or "I looked at it and I didn't understand it." There's a very small percentage of clients who see these things, understand it, and can actually speak and read this language. And I think too many agencies, myself included at the beginning, assumed that my clients would see this and understand what I saw in these same graphs and numbers. They just don't. And so that was my first lesson. My first understanding is like, I have to do something different. I need to figure out how I'm actually going to report to a client in a way that they have the best opportunity to understand, and also help them understand what the progress is towards whatever goal that we might have. So what I decided to do is I decided to create a report, and it's not automated, and I'll talk to you about why not in a moment or towards the end of this video. People see this and they're like, well, it's not automated. It's gonna take a lot of time to put together. Not totally true. And the fact that we don't automate is, I think, a big reason we keep getting hired. So what do you want? You want automation and getting fired, or do you want not automation and keep paying you, right? That's basically the idea. But I'll talk about that in just a moment, okay? But I want to walk you through slide by slide real quick here, so you can kind of just see like what it is that I'm doing and what I'm highlighting for clients, okay? So this is just a Google slide template that we fill out, and we basically include all of the stats on each slide for each service. So I'll start with this first one. So review and reputation management. I just want to give them an overview of what's actually happening here. Like number one, I want to show them their average star rating, the number of reviews, and then I want to give them kind of a status of what's going on. Like right now, I might need their email list, so I'll highlight this thing here. I want to give them understanding of like what's active with this. Like their review page is active, the review button is live. We've submitted contact lists and invited people. We've, the reviews are posting to your site. Like this might be true every single month, but we're just reminding our clients, hey, reviews are still working, and we can show them the growth of this stuff over time. We also want a summary of what this service is. If they're like not sure, like what is this review thing about? Well, effective reputation management begins with reviews. Here you can view the total number of reviews of your organization plus improvements of average user rating. We recommend following our steps checklist to yield even better results. So this is just a really quick overview. They can glance on it. They're like, awesome. We're at 4.9. We have 198 reviews. Awesome. Like that's something that can really show them. We also can point out like how many were added over the last month. What do they really care about? They want to see that there was progress and move towards the goal. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at local reach. So this is how we refer to our local SEO. So again, we're explaining to them what the service is. Here you can see the work we've performed on your business listings and map search strategy by increasing the volume of directory listings and ensuring that all of your listings have accurate information. We've enhanced your brand presence for both human users and search engines. So like, what did we do this month? Here's the checklist of things that we did during the month. A lot of times these are the same things we do every single month. And then we give them a list of the number of citations that they have in total. And then we give them some stats from their Google business profile dashboard so they can see what happened during the last month, right? So super high level, like somebody can look at this and be like, dang, that's awesome. We had, 82 visits, and we had this many people look for directions and this many people click to call. Like, they can see that the work that we're doing is making an impact on that. Really high level. Like, there's no graphs, there's no charts. It's just telling this in plain English. Same thing with Facebook ad strategy. Okay, we're telling them what the Facebook ad strategy is all about. We like to report in cumulative reach, how much reach and visibility. I have a whole nother training video that talks about exactly why we go into how we offer Facebook ads as more of a visibility strategy than a lead gen strategy. So you can definitely check that out. But we want to give them an understanding of the number of impressions, how much engagement, and then we also let them know, like, how fresh is the ad concept. Like, we may need to refresh the ads and kind of come up with a new angle. We let them know what's happening and when. Same idea with pay-per-click. How much is it cost per click? How many impressions? And ultimately, we're highlighting how many leads did they get through that this month. Same thing with organic social. How many posts did we do? What posts did where did we post things at? And then the last page here, we have a specific call to action around having a continued conversation with clients. So when they see this, we say, hey, listen, we want to do another review. We'd like to walk you through this in person, and they can book a meeting and click to do it right there. What's important about this is, clients might read through this. They're going to skim as quickly as possible if they even open it at all. And we want them to know that we're here to help them interpret the data of what's going on here. You can see that this reporting is like way different than these charts and graphs, and you're increasing the likelihood that clients actually get what you're trying to communicate. The reports aren't designed to replace what it is that you do. We're not designed to replace a conversation with them around the results. And I think a lot of agencies confuse that. They're like, well, I sent them the report. What else do they need to know? Well, at the end of the day, you're going to get fired, and they're going to start working with somebody else who is going to provide something like this. One other tip that I'll add is, let's say that you're not or not doing reviews for them, right? I'm sorry, you're not doing search engine optimization for them right now. Well, that's what this is all about, is that we'll actually put this on top of, we'll put this on top of that section. And here's why. Because when we send the report, we want them to know that we offer search engine optimization, but we're not doing it for them. So as they go through each of these services, they'll see like, oh, these are things I could hire you for, but I'm not doing right now. So that's a really cool way to just like advertise your services to clients through the reports you're already sending them. All right, so I said a couple of minutes ago that basically we like to fill these out manually. Here's the reason why. I kind of feel that reports are more for the agency to check the fact that they've actually done the work than it is for the client to see what the results are. Like, here's what I mean by that. As my team grew, when I asked my team to put together the report related to the services we're providing, I knew that there would never be a time, if they were putting the report together, that the client's account didn't get properly handled. Like these checklists that you see here, like you can't put this report together unless we actually did the work. So the report actually became, we would commit to sending these out by the 10th of each month. And I knew that by the 10th of each month that everything that we had promised the client should have been done, or at least somebody would know that it hadn't been done, so that way they could make sure that it was remedied as part of this report. So I look at reports as not only as an opportunity to look back to see what happened, it's also part of an opportunity to make sure stuff doesn't fall through the cracks. Now, we made these reports intentionally easy to put together. Now, we can pull all this data from our own dashboards that look like this, right? But when we go through the process of putting this together, it actually allows us to have a moment in time where we look at our client's account, understand what's happening, make a recommendation. So that way when the client calls and says, hey, what's going on? Like we know it's there. Have you ever been fearful or had a scenario where a client called you and they say, hey, I want to talk to you about my account, what's going on and the latest, and like you just don't know what it is. Like this is a way that by putting this together manually, you have the ability to do that. Or if your team is doing that, at least you know that that's happening. So that's why we approach it this way. I hope that's helpful. Those automated reports are cool and all, and there are some of your clients that want that, but this is just another more human way to do things. And certainly you can outsource the building of these reports too. And so, yeah, anyways, hope that's helpful. And yeah, let me know what you think.